Lauren Barth is well known as Australia's first professional Instagrammer. With almost 500,000 followers, she uses the platform to promote an impressive list of clients through her captivating travel photography. We met with her at Memento in Sydney to find out more. So Lauren, talk us through your Instagram journey.
My Instagram journey was pretty crazy. I actually downloaded the app about 8 years ago, used it as a hobby. I was a chef in my previous life, but it got me into photography. I started on an iPhone, progressed to my first camera, and realised I was actually not bad with the camera. But I actually really loved the community on Instagram, and that's what really hooked me into the platform. And I found myself with 200,000 followers in about a year and a half. So I saw an opportunity. I was actually being approached by a couple of tourism boards because I was predominantly shooting on the Gold Coast where I live. I quit my job and decided to be a professional Instagrammer.
And look where you are now.
I know. Well, you know, when I did it, nobody else was doing it. So it's not like I could see other people, see what they were doing and sort of draw inspiration. I knew I wanted to travel. That was my passion. I love photography. And I thought if I start emailing tourism boards, maybe there's something there. So I had no idea it would work. And I've done, I'd say 250 campaigns around the world.
That's amazing. So what can we expect to see on your Instagram page?
Well, I started mainly with shots on the Gold Coast, but I just love all aspects of travel. So often, you know, I consider myself more of a storyteller than a photographer. Photos help me to tell the story.
Beautiful.
So it's people, wildlife, landscapes, nature, sometimes cities and architecture and yeah, all kinds of
Sometimes a delicious dessert.
Sometimes my food.
So photographers wanting to engage better with their audience, what tips can you give?
Engage better is a really good start,
better,
actually. Yeah, a lot of people, especially now that this is a known profession, a known career, a lot of people look at Instagram as what can I get out of this platform? And they're trying to take, you know, they want followers, they want engagement, and they eventually want career opportunities and money and free things. But Instagram is a give economy. So if you give, like give great pictures, give great content,
quality content,
give people a great story, give them something to laugh about. Just give them something really valuable that adds to their day and their life. That's how you build your community, because then people are interested rather than you sort of desperately trying to take. So yeah, I would definitely say focus on what you're offering.
So I believe you have a home away from home. Tell us about that.
I do. My partner is actually Zimbabwean and we go to Zimbabwe a lot. It's a country I've just fallen head over heels in love with. This year I decided to start offering tours to Zimbabwe and I ran my first 2 tours in April and May.
Amazing.
Because, you know, our plan is to spend more time over there in general. So we wanted to set up some kind of a business over there that supports us but also supports our family.
So you fell in love with the country and the guy.
I did. I fell in love with the guy
first,
then the country.
Although you're known as a digital influencer, you also like to print your photos. Why is that?
I've just always loved print. I got into photography a little bit when I was a teenager and I can still remember going and getting all of my pictures printed in like duplicate and triplicate sometimes. And I just remember that. Like I still remember the old glamour and romance of having the printed images in front of you. So I've started doing photo books actually now. It's just a lot more convenient. And I'm doing them through Memento. You know, they're great for family. Like my mum loves the photo books. We did a Zimbabwe book before we went over last time. And it was a really big, thick one with heaps of images and the family went nuts over it. I sort of sat down with a few people gathered around me and got the book out. And by about 3 minutes in, I swear there must have been 30 people crowded around me, just pointing at the pictures and like laughing and remembering. And it was really beautiful because my partner has lost his mother and there were a lot of beautiful shots of her in there. So the family really appreciated it.
You also have a printed portfolio produced by Memento. Now, why do you prefer this over a digital copy?
Most of my work is online, obviously, and the types of clients that approach me for work are obviously familiar with my work because they've seen me on Instagram. But I just love the idea of sitting down with a client, which I've always done throughout my career so that they can get to know me better, but actually showing them in print what the images look like and explaining how I like to approach the jobs I work on. Because for me, it's not just one image that tells the story, it's the series of images.
It's a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey, and it's the food, it's the culture, it's the people, it's the food again. It's, you know, it's the nature, it's everything. All of that stuff comes together to tell the story of a destination, and that's how I set up my portfolio, so it would really showcase that philosophy.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show. If you'd like to keep up to date on all Lauren's adventures, head on over to her Instagram. But don't go anywhere because coming up on Snap Happy, the photography show, so much more.